What's going on? Once again, this is the Ravenous Blackbird. Peace and love to the Ravens fans out there, my Baltimore Ravens Facebook group, and everybody that subscribed to my channel. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for clicking like below the video after you watch the video. You let me know that you've watched the video and that you've liked the video. And much love even to people that don't like my videos. Um, I'm going to get more likes than dislikes. That's how I look at it. So anyway, this is the Ravenous Blackbird, and you've reached my YouTube channel. And what we're going to talk about previously, if you watched the video in my playlist previously before this, um, it was in regards to what happened with the Baltimore Ravens. Did they choke? Was the game rigged? Who was at fault? Okay. Uh, so I said I was going to do another video uh, to follow that up in regards to a theory that a Ravens brother in my group by the name of Brian M. I don't know his last name. It's just Brian and then the letter M. But he's in my Baltimore Ravens FANatics Facebook group, and I'm going to put the link below the video when I'm done in case you watching this video or my channel for the first time and you are a Ravens fan and you are looking for a Baltimore Ravens Facebook group. Anyway, Brian M. Uh, showed me an incredible theory, and so I'm naming this video uh, the Ravens rigged theory. The Ravens rigged theory, because there are a lot of Ravens fans that thought the game was rigged. And Brian M. in my group, if you're watching, Brian, big ups to you, brother. Uh, Showed me something in the group, some criteria of why he thought the game might be rigged. Now, this is not 100%. That's why it's a theory. That's why I called it the Ravens rigged theory. If the Ravens game was rigged, okay. So stay with me. Follow me here. Don't click the video off. People try to spend time watching the video so you can understand everything instead of just clicking it off. Okay. So the Ravens rigged theory. Now we're going to talk about the very first Super Bowl. Okay. Now follow this with me. Okay. Now this is Brian brought this to my attention in my group. The very first Super Bowl that ever played, okay, was the Green Bay Packers and the Kansas City Chiefs. A lot of people didn't know that, but yeah, that was the first Super Bowl that was ever played. Kansas City against the Packers. Okay, it was the very first Super Bowl on January 15th, 1967, and the Green Bay Packers beat the Kansas City Chiefs 35-10 in the first ever AFL. It was called AFL NFL, American Football League. Okay, World Championship, later known as the Super Bowl. So it was called the AFL NFL World Championship before it became the Super Bowl. Okay, um, so years later it became the Super Bowl, and then the NFL officially formed in 1920, but the Super Bowl didn't come to fruition until more than 40 years later. So between 1960 and 1967, I think, yes, yeah, when the very first Super Bowl came. And that was the Packers against the Chiefs. Now, stay with me. Now, that equals 53 years ago. 2020 of this year, we're going to have another Super Bowl. I think it's going to be in January this month. If not in January, in February. I'm pretty sure it's usually every January. Okay, so 53 years ago. Okay, now, if the Ravens game was rigged based on the conference championships, this is okay, and this is leading into what Brian was talking about. My picks for the AFC and NFC conference championships, I'm picking Kansas City, and I'm going to pick the Packers. Now get to where I'm going now. Now, if the theory is right that the Ravens game was rigged, and 53 years ago, anniversary, the very first Super Bowl was the Packers and the Kansas City Chiefs. So if Kansas City beats the Titans in a matter of hours, because it's super late that I'm doing this video, and the Packers beat and upset the 49ers, the Super Bowl 53 anniversary, 53-year ago anniversary, the very first Super Bowl would be the Packers versus the Chiefs. How ironic. How coincidental. This is what my brother Brian was talking about, people. So my picks for those games is the Chiefs. And we'll get back to the Ravens rig theory. And I hope y'all following me now, okay? 53 years ago was the very first Super Bowl game, and it was the Chiefs versus the Packers. So if the Chiefs, who I'm picking to beat the Titans, and the Packers, who I'm picking to beat the 49ers, go to the Super Bowl, Brian said, look and put your money on the Packers. I know I don't bet, okay? Some people do, that's your thing. But go with the Packers if the Chiefs and the Packers play, because this would be the 53-year anniversary of the very first Super Bowl when the Chiefs and the Packers played and the Packers won. If this happens, if the Chiefs beat the Titans and if the Packers beat the 49ers, and again, this is just a theory. This is really strange that this worked out this way and he brought this to my attention. Now, the reason why I'm picking the Chiefs, number one, Patrick Mahomes. You can't doubt Patrick Mahomes. He was also an MVP candidate. Okay? Number two, too many offensive weapons. Too many offensive weapons. They also, Tyreek Hill. The offense is super fast. You can't keep up with the offense. Tyreek Hill, and then they got big Travis Kelce. Okay? And then you look at Andy Reid's playbook. This guy, this is what other coaches have said about him. John Harbaugh has said this about Andy Reid. His playbook is super deep. This man has plays that no other NFL coach, offensive coach, head coach, they've never ran before. He sits back and he just comes up with plays. So his offensive playbook, Andy Reid for the Chiefs, is too deep. The offense is too fast. The receivers, then they got a big Travis Kelce. We know he has good hands and he's hard to bring down. And then Patrick Mahomes. So that's why I'm going with the Chiefs. And then in the NFC, the reason why I'm picking the Packers, why? Aaron Rodgers. First off, Aaron Rodgers always finds a way to win in crucial games. Okay? And if you know the history of Aaron Rodgers, you see how he sprung out. Green Bay was nowhere to be found all season. They wasn't even picked to get this far. But Aaron Rodgers knows and finds ways to win in crucial games. Plus, they have a balanced attack. The Packers have a balanced attack. Offense, high-powered offense, and an incredible defense this year, which consists of ex-Baltimore Raven Zadarius Smith. People, they signed Zadarius Smith to this super big contract, and he's lived up to the contract. And Preston Smith, another outside linebacker. Okay? So with that being said, that's why I'm picking the Packers to upset the. Now, no disrespect to the 49ers. They have an incredible defense. They have an incredible offense. Garoppolo, if I'm pronouncing his last name correctly, is fire. But if this theory is correct, this Ravens rig theory that Brian M. in my group showed me is correct, and the Packers beat the 49ers, and the Chiefs beat the Titans, and then the Packers go to the Super Bowl with the Chiefs and beat the Chiefs, then we know that the Ravens game against the Titans was rigged. Check your records, people. Do your research. So with that being said, go Packers. I wish it was the Ravens in the Super Bowl, but I'm going for the Packers and I'm going for the Chiefs. And if this thing falls into place where the Packers just come out of nowhere and beat the 49ers, and beat the Chiefs like they did 53 years ago this month, which celebrates the very first Super Bowl game ever played, then we know that the Ravens game was somehow rigged. All right? Okay, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. And again, if you have Twitter, follow me on Twitter at the Virgo Poet. That my name and the Twitter will be posted below in the comment section. And if you're looking for a Baltimore Ravens group, that link is also posted below. And please subscribe to my channel if you have not yet. Leave comments, click likes. Let me know if you agree, disagree, if I sound crazy, whatever. All right? So this is the Ravenous Blackbird. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching my channel.